Today, perhaps today, some black hostages and some female hostages will be released from the American embassy compound. Is that true?
The freedom of the women and blacks will be given. Women are given great dignity in Islam, and the blacks have been oppressed in the United States. Great injustice was done unto them. They were under pressure in the United States. Thus they came here. We are doing this owing to the tenets of Islam.
So how relevant is November 1979 to today? You just heard that the Ayatollah said, no, we're going to release the Black Americans. They basically don't have shit to do with this. And he was identifying with the Black Americans being oppressed in America as the same as they're being oppressed by the American government at that time. Now, the other people, they had to stay until 1981, right? So they had more or less 2 years of being a hostage in Iran. When I listen to that and then I move forward to today, I start to ask myself, who is the real enemy, right? Who is in charge of saying they're the enemy and they're not? Especially looking at the war as a Black American. It's difficult. I have national pride, but I also don't want to go around fighting another country's war for anybody, right? I don't want my people to perish or be deleted for another country. We all know which country that is. So what do y'all think? Like, which side of the fence are you on?
This is why Iran released the Black Americans hostages and refused to release others. So in 1979, university students in Iran held 66 Americans hostage. This happened in U.S. Embassy in Tehran. Iran leader then checked the hostages and found out that there were some black people. So he stated that he was going to release 13 people, 13 Black Americans, and he was not even asking for anything. The main reason why these people were held hostage is because U.S. Gave asylum to their king, the King Mohammed. Iran was not happy with this person because he did a lot of things, a lot of bad things in Iran. He violated human rights and also he was unaliving people. But US gave asylum to this person, and they wanted this king to be returned back to Iran to face consequences for what he has been doing. But USA was refusing, and this is why they held hostage 66 in the embassy. The Iran leader said the reason why he is releasing the Black Americans only is because he stands with the oppressed. He said that the black people in USA, they are not treated fairly. They are oppressed in USA, and this is the main reason why they were in Iran. And he wants them to feel safe in Iran. He doesn't want them to suffer in Iran. He wants them to be welcomed in Iran.
Don't be saying too much about Iran. They said that we're cool. They said that we are cool. They said African Americans have been through a lot. So don't say too much. Don't go over there and don't be doing too much. And you know, if you look like us and you wearing that camo, you better not be doing too much. Because they said that we cool. They said that we...
Iran supports black people. Iran supports black people. Iran supported Malcolm X. They supported Malcolm X. Iran supported solidarity for black Americans. But they want us, black Americans, to go fight for the United States. They want us to go fight Iran, all for America. Iran supports black Americans. The United States don't support black Americans. The Jewish people don't support black Americans. But you want us to defend y'all. Hell no. We not stupid.
When that man threatened Iran last week, he said to the protesters, don't worry, help is on the way. And he said to the Iranian leaders, y'all need to back up. And then the Iranian leaders or a spokesperson or someone in government said, we're not going to miss next time. And the U.S. at the White House level sort of quieted down. And you know what? Listen, I just remember, I'm old enough to remember during the Iranian hostage crisis, as we called it here in this country, when the U.S. Embassy failed to the revolution there, and American hostages were taken. And what most Americans remember is that the hostages were held for 300 something days, maybe 313 days or something. Americans start having a yellow ribbon to.
Hey, hold up. Hold up. Shorty say that black people are cool. Iran said we cool, and I'm just like, I don't think that's how that works. I don't think it just goes like, oh, y'all, all the inner city places, y'all cool. You know, we just gonna trip off of like Hollywood and certain parts of Texas. Stop. Of course, we gotta dive into the comments. Like, so they supposed to just dodges? It's supposed to like have some type of radar where it's like doo blacks? Nah, I don't think that's. You think the people with the, I don't know. How the bill is supposed to.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'm trusting that you're all doing well today, and welcome to the channel. So guys, in recent videos that you've seen about Iran and the United States of America, so the black people, the black community rather, in the United States of America told Donald Trump that they didn't want anything to do with bombing of Iran, and they didn't want to be part of that war. And not just the black people, but most people came forth and actually told their president Donald Trump that they did not really want to engage into that war, because it was something that didn't really make a lot of sense to a lot of people, because you can't just wake up and you decide to bomb a whole country. And now the Iranian government, rather the Iranian people, they are so mad, they are agitated, because their religious leader was one of the victims who succumbed to that bombing that happened a few weeks ago. And if you've read history, there's a time that Iran was holding hostage of the American citizens, and they actually let the black people into that room go. So the argument was like, the black people are already facing a lot of oppression into their own country. Into that time, they were referring to black people who are in America, who have been facing a lot of systemic racism and all that. And even if you've seen, like, a lot of black people have been framed since the beginning of time. If you've watched a lot of movies, especially the movies that include the black people and the white people, you'll realize that in most cases they are going to put a black person as a bad guy. You know, they're going to put him as this kind of a person who steals, who is just like a gangster, you know. You at no point you're going to watch like a movie without you seeing a black man not being put in a position where, you know, just a good oriented family and all that. So in ages, black people have been depicted into the United States of America, not even the United States of America alone, but even across Europe, across Asia. You know, black people have been depicted, black people have been painted as this bad guy. You know, you're the bad guy in the room. You're the bad guy in the room. And right now, the American citizens, the white people, they cannot keep calm. Even the Hispanic people, they cannot keep calm, because the Iranian government said they have nothing against the black people in the United States of America. Hence, the black people are not going to face the wrath that each and every time is happening to them. So Iranian government is actually exempting, or rather releasing, the black people. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you feel about this topic. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know, do you think like this is something that is really happening, and what is your take on that? Until next time, my name is Yvonne. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for staying. To my new subscribers, keep it locked.